Hello, my dear. Welcome back. I am very happy you are here today. Find a quiet place, take a slow breath, and let us begin a small story about a small tool. A tool that lives in almost every home. A tool that waits quietly in a drawer, but has a very long and surprising history. Today we will talk about scissors. Yes, scissors. Maybe you use them to cut paper. Maybe you use them to cut cloth. Maybe you use them in the kitchen. Maybe you use them in school. They look simple. 2 blades, 2 handles, 1 small screw in the middle. Open, close, cut. But behind this simple movement, there is a story of fire, metal, clever hands, ancient people, busy markets, and many centuries of human life. Imagine a table in front of you. On the table there is a pair of scissors. It is small. It is quiet. It does not look like a hero. But scissors helped people make clothes, prepare food, write books, care for hair, work in gardens, build homes, and create art. They helped kings and farmers, mothers and children, tailors and doctors, artists and workers. Scissors were never loud, but they were always useful. Our story begins very far back in time, long before electric lights, long before factories, long before paper was common. People needed to cut things. They needed to cut animal skins. They needed to cut plants. They needed to cut hair. They needed to cut thread. At first, they used sharp stones. Then they used knives. A knife was helpful, but it was not always easy. One hand had to hold the thing, and the other hand had to cut. It could be slow. It could be dangerous. People wanted something better. Then came metal. This changed everything. People learned to take metal from the earth. They learned to heat it in fire. They learned to hit it with hammers. They learned to make tools stronger than stone. Bronze came first in many places. Later came iron, and later came steel. Each new metal opened a new door. Tools became sharper, stronger, and more useful. The first scissors were not like the scissors we use today. They did not have a screw in the middle. They did not have 2 round handles for fingers. They were more like spring shears. Imagine one long piece of bronze, bent into a soft U shape. At the 2 ends were 2 blades. A person pressed the blades together with one hand. The blades cut. Then the metal spring opened again. Open, press, cut, open again. These early spring shears were simple, but very clever. They used the natural power of bent metal. The metal wanted to return to its shape, so the tool opened by itself. This was very useful. People could cut many times, again and again, without pulling the blades open with their fingers. In ancient Egypt, people used early cutting tools like these. Egypt was a land of river water, warm sun, linen cloth, temples, farmers, artists, and workers. The Nile River gave life to the country. People grew flax near the river. From flax they made linen. Linen was important in Egypt. People used it for clothes, for covers, for sails, and for special ceremonies. To make linen neat, people needed to cut it well. Imagine an Egyptian worker sitting near a busy workshop. The air is warm. The light is golden. A piece of pale linen lies across his knees. He holds bronze shears in his hand. He presses the blades together. Snip! The cloth opens in a clean line. He presses again. Snip! A simple sound, but an important sound. This sound means work is moving forward. Clothes can be made. Cloth can be prepared. Life can continue. Scissors were also useful for hair and wool. People cut animal wool. They cut threads. They cut small pieces for daily work. A tool that could cut cleanly saved time, and time was valuable. Even in the ancient world, people were busy. They farmed, cooked, built, traded, and cared for families. A better tool made life easier. But there was a problem. Spring shears were useful, but they were not perfect. The blades were not always easy to control. If the metal was weak, the spring could break. If the blades did not meet well, the cut was rough. People needed a tool with more control. A tool where two blades could move past each other smoothly. A tool closer to the scissors in your drawer today. Now our story moves to the ancient Roman world. Rome was full of roads, markets, soldiers, builders, and craftsmen. Roman people loved practical tools. They built bridges, water systems, houses, ships, and roads that crossed many lands. They liked tools that worked well, and they improved many ideas they found around them. In the Roman world, a new kind of scissors became important: pivoted scissors. The word pivot means the point where something turns. Think about the small screw in the middle of modern scissors. That point is the pivot. Two blades cross each other. When the handles move, the blades slide past each other. This gives a stronger and cleaner cut. This was a big step. It may sound small, but it changed the tool forever. With a pivot, the hand could control the blades better. The cut could be more exact. The tool could be smaller. It could be used for fine work. A tailor could cut cloth more carefully. A hair worker could cut more neatly. A craft worker could shape material with more control. Imagine a Roman market. There are voices everywhere. Sellers call to buyers. Bread smells warm. Horses move slowly through the street. A woman sells cloth. A man repairs leather sandals. A barber waits near his chair. Somewhere in this busy place, a metal worker shows a pair of iron scissors. He opens them. He closes them. The blades shine a little in the sun. People look closely. This is not just a toy. This is a tool of the future. But scissors did not become perfect in one day. They changed slowly, very slowly. For hundreds of years, people used both spring shears and pivoted scissors. In some places, one type was more common. In other places, another type was more common. Tools travel with people. They travel with trade, with war, with marriage, with work, with ideas. A tool can cross mountains and seas, quietly, in a bag, in a box, or in the hand of a worker. Across Asia, people also made strong blade tools. In China, Japan, and Korea, metal workers had deep skill. They made knives, swords, farming tools, and scissors. In many places, blade making became an art. A good blade needed good metal, good heat, good shape, and patient hands. A careless worker could make a weak tool, but a careful worker could make a tool that lasted many years. Think about the hands of a metal worker. They are strong hands. They know the color of hot metal. They know the sound of the hammer. They know when the blade is too soft and when it is too hard. They know when to heat, when to cool, when to sharpen, and when to stop. Scissors may look simple, but a good pair of scissors needs great skill. During the Middle Ages in Europe, many people still used spring shears. They were helpful for cutting wool from sheep. Wool was very important. It was used to make warm clothes, blankets, and trade goods. In cold countries, Wool helped people survive winter, so cutting wool was not a small job. It was part of life, part of money, part of survival. Imagine a village in spring. The weather is softer now. The grass is green. Sheep stand in a field. A worker holds large shears. The sheep is calm. The worker cuts the wool slowly and carefully. The wool falls away in thick, soft pieces. Later it will be cleaned, spun into thread, woven into cloth, and made into clothing. The story of one coat begins with a cut. Scissors also became important in monasteries. A monastery was a quiet religious place. Monks copied books by hand. This was before printing was common. Books were precious. They took a long time to make. Monks used parchment, ink, knives, and sometimes scissors or shears for preparing materials. Every page needed care. Every line needed patience. A book was not just paper. It was treasure. Then came a great change in the world of books, printing. In the 15th century, printing with movable type spread in Europe. More books could be made. More people could read. More paper was needed. More cutting was needed. Paper had to be shaped. Pages had to be prepared. And workshops needed tools that could work again and again. Scissors became part of this growing world of words. At the same time, clothing was changing too. In towns and cities, tailors became very important. A tailor makes clothes, not simple cloth only, but fitted clothes. Clothes for bodies, clothes for work, clothes for rich people, clothes for special days. A good tailor needed good scissors. Bad scissors could ruin expensive cloth. Good scissors could make a clean line, and a clean line could become a beautiful coat or dress. Let us enter a tailor shop long ago. The room is small, but full of life. Rolls of cloth stand against the wall. There is wool, linen, silk for richer customers. The tailor measures a person carefully: shoulder, arm, chest, waist. Then he lays the cloth on a table. He takes his scissors. He breathes slowly, because one wrong cut can waste money. Then he begins. Long cut, short cut, small turn, quiet snip. The cloth becomes a shape. The shape will become clothing. For many workers, scissors were not just tools. They were partners. A tailor knew the weight of his scissors. A barber knew the feel of his scissors. A gardener knew the strength of his shears. A woman sewing at home knew if her scissors were sharp or dull. A dull pair could make work hard. A sharp pair could make work peaceful. But here is an interesting thing. For a long time, scissors were not cheap. They were made by hand, one pair at a time. A metal worker had to shape the blades, make the handles, join the parts, sharpen the edges, and test the cut. This took time. So a good pair of scissors was valuable. People repaired them, sharpened them, kept them safe. They did not throw them away quickly. In some towns, special workers walked from street to street. They sharpened knives and scissors. You might hear them coming before you saw them. Maybe there was a small wheel. Maybe there was a cart. Maybe there was a call in the street. People came out of their homes with dull blades. The sharpener turned the wheel. Sparks flew softly. The blade touched the stone, and the edge became sharp again. This was an important service. Today, many people buy new things when old things stop working well. But in the past, people repaired things. A pair of scissors could stay in a family for years, even for generations. It could cut baby clothes, school cloth, wedding cloth, work cloth, and blankets. One tool could quietly watch a whole family life. Now we come to a famous name, Leonardo da Vinci. Some people say Leonardo invented scissors. This is not true. Scissors are much older than Leonardo. People used scissors many centuries before he was born. But the story is still interesting. Why do people connect Leonardo with scissors? Maybe because he was a symbol of invention. He drew machines, studied the body, painted great art, and asked many questions. So when people saw a clever tool, they sometimes wanted to give it a famous inventor. But the real story is better than the myth. Scissors were not invented by one famous man in one bright moment. They were created by many unknown hands: an ancient metal worker, a Roman craftsman, a village blacksmith, an Asian blade maker, a European cutler, a factory worker, many people, over many centuries. The story of scissors is not the story of one genius. It is the story of human improvement. And then came another great change: steel. Steel is strong. It can hold a sharp edge. It can be made into many shapes. In England, the city of Sheffield became famous for metalwork. Sheffield had water power, iron, coal nearby, skilled workers, and a long tradition of making blades. Knives, tools, and scissors all became part of the city's life. In the 18th century, one important maker in Sheffield was Robert Hinchliffe. He helped produce modern scissors using cast steel. This made large-scale production more possible. Scissors could become stronger, sharper, and more available. They were still made with skill, but now more people could buy them. The tool was leaving the world of rare objects and entering the world of everyday homes. Imagine Sheffield in that time. The air is smoky. Workshops stand close together. Hammers sound again and again. Water wheels turn. Workers shape metal at benches. A boy carries parts from one place to another. A master worker checks a blade with careful eyes. The work is hard. The hours are long. But the city is making tools that will travel far away. Across England, across Europe, across the sea. A pair of scissors from Sheffield might begin as a piece of steel. It is heated, hammered, cut, shaped, drilled, filed, polished, sharpened, joined, and tested. Many steps, many hands, many small decisions. When the scissors are finished, they look simple, but inside them is a whole world of labor. The handles were important too. We put our fingers through the handles, so they must feel right. If the handles are too small, the hand hurts. If they are too large, the tool is hard to control. If the blades are not balanced, the cut feels wrong. A good pair of scissors feels almost alive in the hand. It opens easily, closes smoothly, and cuts cleanly. As factories grew, scissors spread everywhere. They went into schools, homes, kitchens, hospitals, gardens, offices, and shops. Different jobs needed different scissors. Tailors needed long, strong scissors for cloth. Barbers needed small, sharp scissors for hair. Doctors needed special scissors for medical work. Gardeners needed pruning shears for plants. Children needed safer scissors for paper. One simple idea became many different tools. Scissors also helped women's work at home. In many homes, women sewed clothes for the family. They repaired shirts, made dresses, cut cloth for quilts, and prepared pieces for daily life. A sewing basket often had needles, thread, buttons, and scissors. The scissors were often kept carefully because without them, sewing became much harder. Think about a quiet evening long ago. A lamp burns on a table. A mother sits with cloth in her lap. A child sleeps nearby. Outside, the night is cold. Inside, the room is warm. The mother takes the scissors and cuts a small piece of cloth. She is repairing a shirt. It is not a famous moment. No king writes it down. No painter paints it. But it is real history. The history of ordinary life. Scissors were also part of beauty and care. Barbers used them to cut hair and beards. A good haircut needed a steady hand. A barber listened to news, talked with customers, and worked with comb and scissors. In some towns, the barber shop was a place of stories. People came for hair, but also for talk. Scissors moved quietly as people shared news about the town. In hospitals and medical rooms, special scissors became important too. Doctors and nurses used different tools for bandages, cloth, and medical work. These scissors had to be clean, sharp, and dependable. In this way, scissors became part of care, part of helping people heal. Again, they were quiet tools, but important tools. In art, scissors opened another door. Paper cutting became a beautiful craft in many cultures. People cut shapes, flowers, animals, patterns, and decorations. In some places, cut paper was used for festivals, windows, gifts, and celebrations. One hand held paper, the other hand moved scissors slowly. A simple sheet became a bird, a star, a flower, a small world. Children also met scissors early in life. A child learns to hold them, open, close, open, close. At first, cutting is difficult. The paper bends, the line goes wrong, but slowly the hand learns. Cutting teaches control, patience, and care. A child cuts a circle, a house, a tree. Maybe the shape is not perfect, but the child smiles. The scissors have helped create something new. There is something almost magical about scissors. They do not add material. They remove it. They make a line by taking something away. A painter adds color. A writer adds words. But scissors create by cutting. They divide, shape, open, and free. A piece of cloth becomes a sleeve. A piece of paper becomes a card. A branch becomes a cleaner plant. Sometimes taking away is also a way to create. Scissors also entered language and games. Many children know the game rock, paper, scissors. The hand becomes a stone, then paper, then scissors. Scissors cut paper. Paper covers rock. Rock breaks scissors. It is a small game, but it shows how common the tool is in our imagination. Everyone understands the shape. 2 fingers open like blades. But we should remember something important. Scissors are useful because they are sharp, so people learn to respect them. Parents told children to be careful. Teachers showed children how to hold scissors safely. Workers kept them closed when walking. A good tool asks for respect. Fire can cook food, but fire can burn. A blade can help, but a blade needs care. In the modern world, scissors became even more common. Factories made millions of pairs. Plastic handles made them lighter and more colorful. Stainless steel helped protect them from rust. Machines made production faster. Shops sold scissors for school, sewing, kitchens, offices, hair salons, gardens, and crafts. Today, many people have not one pair, but many pairs. Yet the old craft is not gone completely. In some places, skilled makers still make scissors by hand. They check the blades, adjust the tension, polish the metal, and test the cut carefully. Handmade scissors can be expensive because they carry time and skill inside them. When a master maker finishes a pair, it is not just a tool, it is a piece of human knowledge. So the next time you pick up scissors, pause for a moment. Look at them carefully. See the blades, the pivot, the handles. Feel how they open and close. This small tool carries thousands of years of human thought. It carries ancient fire. Roman design, village work, steel cities, home sewing, school art, and daily life. Scissors remind us that history is not only about kings and battles. History is also about hands. Hands that work, hands that repair, hands that cook, hands that sew, hands that make things better little by little. A small tool can tell a big story, because human life is made from many small actions. Maybe that is why scissors are so fascinating. They are ordinary, but not simple, quiet, but powerful, small, but ancient. They show how people solve problems. At first, people cut with stone, then with knives, then with spring shears, then with pivoted scissors, then with steel scissors made in great numbers. Step by step, hand by hand, century by century, the tool became better. And this is a gentle lesson for us too. We do not have to become better all at once. We can improve slowly, like scissors through history. One small change, one new idea, one careful step. With patience, simple things can become wonderful. Thank you for listening, my friends. I hope this story helped you learn English in a calm and easy way. I hope you will never look at scissors in the same way again. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video, write a comment, and subscribe for more gentle English stories. You are doing very well. Keep listening, keep learning, and I will see you in the next story.